Hi, thanks for reaching out. This is one of those topics that there's so much written on. We have the luxury of going to a database that might help us sort out like what the biggest arguments are about prosecutorial discretion. So for example, if we go to advanced catalog and we type in the key term, and you can see all the ones that I've done before. I'm going to copy this. So if we have these in quotes, it sticks the two words together. So they're always looking for that because this is not a smart search. So if we do a search, there's like 2,000 and there's like 710 peer-reviewed journals. That's a lot. How do we know which ones make the most difference? First of all, I wanted to say you can go to a criminology database and find more. I'm kind of liking criminology collection. So you could do that same search and there's 3,000. So there might be too much, right? So you can modify the search. Oh, let's go to advanced search. And let's clear it. You could, by narrowing it down, oh cool, here's like one of your questions. What you could do is say, I want this to be, these two words to be in the title. So ergo, it's the most important part of the article. How does that narrow us down? Oh, 156. So that's not too bad. And you could go look at peer-reviewed only, 47, that's not too bad. You could come up from the 80s to 2010 and go, oh, 20, that's not too bad. So some of these are going to be on your topic, and some of them are going to give like circumstantial evidence and data sets. But what are the most important articles? This is a database I haven't used for other people because they didn't have a big enough body of evidence. So if you go to databases, and the letter S, there's one called Scopus that looks at all the databases, and you can see which articles have been cited the most. So if you want, like prosecutorial discretion, even if we just have it be in the abstract, if this is important, there's 247. That's a lot. Feeding the zombie plant. What the heck is that? You can go to cited by highest and see out of these articles which ones have been cited the most. So if this article, although it's like 25 years old, if it's so important that these 510 articles couldn't exist unless they cited this one, that's a big deal. And you could narrow down to things that have happened in the last, let's see, last 10 years. You could still see. So there's like the charge reduction, so there's racial disparity. So there's a clue that something there is so important that these 70 articles couldn't exist. Immigration law, prosecutorial power, and these are all pretty recent, and they're in order of the ones that had the greatest impact. So for example, if you see this prosecutorial power and you're like, oh, that one's great, you could then go and click on this and you could sort the problem with prosecutors. And these will be sorted by the number of times. So the hidden law, so plea bargaining and the people. So I think you've got what you need to narrow it down, and using Scopus and cited by highest and narrowing down by date will really help you get there. One problem is that, say for example, you want the power of prosecutors, is there's no full text in this database. So, and there's no citation generator either. So from here, you go to full text options, and on the front page there was like a find it. This will go back to the library catalog, which we first looked at, and it should give you options, but if you run stuck, yeah. Nexus Uni, that's a good database. Ooh, that's it. It doesn't have as much scholarly stuff. If you run stuck on something and you just get to a dead end, send me the citation or send me like this first little bit, and I'll help you track it down. Have a good one.